What's going on, people? Welcome to Food Chest. Hope you're having a good week. Congrats to the Cameroonians. Paul Biya is now your ruler for the next, till 2032. If you follow my channel, right, you know that I've been kind of following this because I just wanted to kind of know what the outcomes would be. So since about earlier this year, I did a video about kind of anticipation of what Cameroon is going to do. Again, Cameroon is an African country, for those who don't know, within the central part. I normally say west, but they don't like it, so we'll keep it that they're in the central part of Africa. Now, Cameroon is divided within Anglophone and Francophone, which is something that, colonial people did. And since then, it's been like a torn on the country. So this country has been going through war for the longest time. It's not covered because most people don't really care about what's going on in Africa. Even the media, they only care when there's a sensitive or a down degrading news, such as what has happened now. Imagine, okay, so for example, the interesting thing with Cameroon is that since its independence in 1960, now I want you to think about this, right? Imagine since you were given birth, you've only been eating one kind of food. No, you've eaten only two types of food. So maybe you've eaten like rice and something else. Well, I don't know what the local cuisine is in Cameroon. Just imagine since 1960, so you're about how many years old? You're in your 60s or whatever, 50s, 60s. You've only eaten two types of food. Now, that's the situation with Cameroon. Cameroon has only had one president, then Paul Biya took office, and since then, Paul Biya has been in control. So Cameroonians don't even know what it feels like to have a different mindset within your nation. Forget about the fact that this man is 92 years old. Forget about the fact that he might not be as cognizant or as intelligent as he was. Forget about the fact that there's corruption. Just Cameroonians have not experienced, maybe the rich ones have, but the middle class have never experienced what it is to be under a rulership or a governance that there is different thoughts, different opinions. You know how you say, okay, let me try this type of food or let me try this. Cameroonians have never experienced that. That is what it's been like for that country. And this is a joke, right? This has to be a joke. And my question is, really? So, and I don't want to make assumptions, but, according to the polls, right, he won by about 54%, and the opponent or the opposition won by about 30-something% of the vote, which, I mean, I don't know how the Electoral Commission in Cameroon runs, but I just want to know, it's Paul Biya the best Cameroon can do? Because, let's say that he has good policies. I don't know, because this country has been in war for a long time. So even if he has good policies, right, don't the citizenry in Cameroon want to experience what it's like to be under another form of governance or another administration or something? So, this is a joke. And this is one of the things that makes, other countries look at Africa and like, wow, you claim to be a democracy. And this is, again, brings me to the point that democracy might not be the best form of governance for a lot of African countries, because this definitely is not democracy. And, Paul Biya mastered this whole thing. Back in 2008, he got rid of the term limit for president. So he got rid of it, and he made so many adjustments within the constitution that is helping him to kind of be where he is. So I do give him props. He's a mastermind, and he was able to play with the whole of Cameroon. Like, one guy just played with the whole of the whole nation. And up to date, Cameroonians can't find a way to taste a different kind of food, to feel what it's like to have some jollof rice, for example, to have some fried rice. They've been eating the same peanut butter soup for as long since. So no, they graduated from peanut butter soup to, I don't know what's that fish, tilapia spicy fish that Cameroonians eat. That's all they've been eating since 1960. They've not had some nice jollof. They've not had some some caviar, if you want to say. Like, they've not had anything nicer than just two dishes since 1960. That's crazy, right? So, and so my question again now is that if you're from Cameroon, like, what is division? Like, what, I know there has been protests on ground. The youths are which is normal, this has become normal, right? There's protests, but there's no real change happening. So my thing now is that what is the citizenry, the people in Cameroon, what are you guys doing to make sure that this does not continue to happen? Because the only thing that I think is going to take Paul Biya out of seat is that if the inevitable happens, which is what's going to happen to everyone on earth, you're going to die. Because I think he plans to be in office until he dies. Okay, so when that happens, what is Cameroon going to do to make sure that this does not repeat itself? Because it's heartbreaking for that country. It's because the country is unrest. There's so many bad things happening within the country that needs a change. And it's sad that even the African Union can't say anything about this. There should be a policy within the African Union that states that if you're a president, you have to stay within the confines of what it's your constitution states. You can't just change it without any, maybe a vote or something to hold people accountable, because this just feels like someone just came in and did what they want to do to make sure that they're in office forever and ever, which is sad. So, all the best to Cameroonians. I don't know if I should say congratulations. I don't know what to say, but it is sad. It's a sad day for the continent. And this has nothing, I'm not against Paul Biya, because I don't live within his policy, but I'm just talking within the reference of having new perspective in your country and kind of seeing what works, because obviously what he's been doing has not been working. So it behooves anyone who is a Cameroonian to want something that actually works. So it's sad, but that's the reality. But now, what is Cameroon going to do going forward to make sure that this does not continue to happen? I think that's the question. I think that's what Cameroonians should focus on, because there's talks that the actual results have not been announced yet, but I think he's gonna win regardless. I think this is just what it's gonna be. So, yeah, man, let me know what you guys think. Cameroon is under Paul Biya till 2032. He's probably gonna be about 100 and something while in office. He's the longest standing. He's made history. He's a smart guy. You give him that. For him to orchestrate all of this, he's a smart dude. Whoever is in his cabinet, people making this, they are smart people, because they've managed to outsmart the whole country. And this guy has just made the position of the president his birthright. And, I hope this does not happen to any other country in Africa. I hope that Africans realize that it's important to seek difference in opinion, which is why it's good to rotate the office. If what you're doing is not working, you're out. Somebody else come in and tries. That's what progression looks like. That's the only way that continent is going to be what it's supposed to be. So, Cameroonians, let me know what you guys think. Yeah. Once again, this is Full Chairs, guys. Kindly subscribe to the channel. Likes, comments, much appreciated. Peace.